Once upon a time, there was a lonely old woman. She lived in a tiny cottage. The old woman wished for a child. She wished every day. One day, a mysterious lady appeared at her door. The lady had kind eyes and a gentle smile. She listened patiently to the old woman's wish. "Don't worry," the lady said. "I will help you." The mysterious lady gave the old woman a gift. It was a tiny seed. "Plant this seed," said the lady. "Something magical will happen." The old woman carefully planted the seed. She watered it every day. She couldn't wait to see what would grow. One morning, a beautiful flower bloomed. It was a tulip, but bigger than any the old woman had ever seen. Inside the tulip was a tiny girl. She was no bigger than a thumb. The old woman named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina was a happy child. She loved to sing and dance. The old woman made her clothes from flower petals. She made her a bed from a walnut shell. Thumbelina brought so much joy to the old woman. She wasn't lonely anymore. One day, a grumpy toad saw Thumbelina. He thought she would make a perfect wife for his son. He snatched her away while she was playing. Thumbelina was scared. She didn't want to marry the toad's son. The toad locked her in a lily pad on the river. He wanted to keep her there until the wedding. Thumbelina cried. She wanted to go home to the old woman. Section 5. A Fishy Escape. Some friendly fish heard Thumbelina crying. They felt sorry for her. They decided to help her escape. The fish nibbled at the stem of the lily pad. They chewed and chewed until it broke. Thumbelina was free. She climbed onto a lily pad and floated down the river. Thumbelina was happy to be free, but she was still far from home. Summer turned into autumn. The leaves turned brown and fell from the trees. Winter was coming. Thumbelina was cold and hungry. She needed to find a warm place to stay for the winter. One day, she met a field mouse. The mouse was kind and took her home to her burrow. The mouse's burrow was warm and cozy. Thumbelina was grateful for the mouse's kindness. But the mouse had other plans for Thumbelina. The mouse wanted Thumbelina to marry her neighbor, the mole. The mole was rich and powerful, but he was also blind and kept his home in darkness. Thumbelina didn't want to marry the mole. She longed for the sunshine and the flowers. One day, the mouse asked Thumbelina to help her care for a sick bird. The bird was injured and weak. Thumbelina took good care of the bird. She sang to it and kept it warm. Soon the bird was strong enough to fly again. When spring arrived, the bird promised to help Thumbelina escape the mole. On the day of the wedding, the bird swept Thumbelina away to a faraway land. The bird took Thumbelina to a warm country. Flowers bloomed everywhere. And there, Thumbelina found her people. They were tiny like her. They welcomed her with open arms. Thumbelina married a kind and handsome prince from their land. They lived happily ever after in the warm country, filled with sunshine and smiles.